Beautiful sight. And a beautiful view of Site 7, the isolation. And really, because there's only one, possibly two. Now, I've never seen footprints here in my life, but, you know, chances are there's one or two people that probably know this is an ancient Indian site. And when I hit right down here, maybe, I don't know, 20 yards, for some reason, this strip, 20 yards by 50 yards, there's a lot of, it was either a kill site, but it was probably a campsite. There was a lot of hammerstones I found here. And it's a nice place because it's very isolated. And I think they might have chosen to camp down because of the wind just cuts out when you're down here, you know? And the contours of the land really haven't changed much through thousands of years. Serrated up here at my marker. Look. Where is it? Serrated. Flipped it out. Shocked me. We're going to look at a serrated white quartz point. Okay? And so just bear with me. And I want to share something, a real heartbreaker. First, I want to do something. I was talking to a YouTuber. And, you know, we know, you know, and I know, as we just joined this hunt. Now, we could have a live find. Yesterday's live action was that, well, it wasn't yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. Who knows? Last set of videos was that absolutely incredible hammerstone, and it cleaned up. You'll see it again. I mean, stunning tool. Stunning personal tool. It's a great view, isn't it? The isolation. So, I'm getting scatterbrained. So I don't doubt that there could be live action, so I just don't get diffracted. I had decided to gear my brain down and look small and miss small. And if you look small and you dial the right speed of progression, you'll miss small. You really won't miss much. So I'm going along, and we might find something. So we have the time because I'm not going to hurry. I'm seeing flint, stones. I can see from here that it's smoky quartz, rhyolite. So I know they were here. I know it was probably an early woodland site because there's pottery here and there. Not a lot of pottery, some. And anyway, very big deal. There's a lot of us that have people we know here, friends, that are suffering. They're really challenged in their health, and it just breaks my heart. I mean, seriously. Some can't walk. Some have chronic pain. Remember Treasure Hunter for Life, everybody. You don't hear from him because he was crippled in a catastrophic car accident maybe more than a year ago. And I think he's still, I don't know if he went off the grid, he's been struggling to learn, if he can, how to walk again, if possible. We could go on and on. I know. I mean, you could list the names of those out there. You know, it could be you. And so many people are hurting and in pain or disease. It would shock you if I told you in my wife's workplace how many people were diagnosed with cancer. So my heart, my prayer goes out to all of them that God would lift them up and give them strength, maybe encouragement today. And for this video, that's what I really wanted to be able to share, that you would join me, because at least I'm encouraged morally in the scripture to rejoice with those that rejoice, but yet also to weep with those that weep. You know, have a little empathy in myself, because I'm a man. I have to stir up my sympathy for folks, because I'm pretty ardent, pretty brutal on myself. I sympathize with myself. You guys might get it. Just a little share time, you know. Lift up those people that we know who are hurting, and there's plenty. You don't have to look too far. Okay, I've just stopped for a second. My marker's here. Let's go check it out. See what we got in the ground today for artifacts to show. What was I doing? Oh, I was walking, and I saw this base right here. So I took my stick, and I dug this piece of stick out. And take a look at this. You have to play sort of field Tetris to figure out what might be going on. So I started to clear it out like that, and I said, oh, wait a second. That is the sign of a point. Let's look at this first. I want to show you something. Finding flakes like this I was talking about. Nothing special, except the fact that human hands did this for some reason. Maybe they discarded it, didn't care for it. Oh yeah, of course I carry my buffalo bone banner stone. Just as a spiritual matter out here. Buffalo bone. There used to be eastern bison around here, everybody. So here's the pottery they do. It's very different. There's not a whole lot of pattern to it. Interesting, right? And there, right there, well, that is the rim. That's the top rim to this type of pottery. See it? Interesting stuff, right? Well, I think it is. Probably boring to some. Anyway, let's look at this. This isn't boring. Clearly. What many people, maybe that's the only thing they're looking for. I'm looking for anything that really speaks of their life. What was going on with them? It's quiet here, isn't it? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great point. You just have to look small and you'll miss small and move along slowly. That's a pretty fine reward, isn't it? Appreciate everybody tuning in to Indian Trace. Sun's bleaching that out. Trying to get a decent exposure of it. Alright, enough playing around. I hope you guys find out there and keep those that you love and your friends in prayer, that God will strengthen them. Be well.